what's that smell?
Girl, that's that rat over there.
It's not the rat. But every time you move, you smell it.
What
and
you
it
mean?
smell like fish.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
It stink. Oh, yeah, I'm finna whoop you.
And she gonna really do that shit while I'm fucking recording.
What, Mama, what's that smell?
Girl, that's that rat over there.
It's not the rat. But every time you move, you smell it.
What
and
you
it
mean?
smell like fish.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
It stink. Oh, yeah, I'm finna whoop you.
And she gonna really do that shit while I'm fucking recording.
Shalom. All right, first and foremost, I would like to give our honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, and double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth, as well as much respect and honors to the brothers that are pushing this truth in sincerity across the four winds of this earth and risking their lives and freedom to do so. I would also like to give much honors and respect to the brothers and sisters that are of the hopeful elect, that are doing their very best to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High to the best of their abilities. Shalom. As you saw in this little short video that I just shared with you, you have this Eve right here. And she has a little daughter, and I believe her daughter is like sitting in between her legs and whatnot. I guess they're at home, chilling out and whatnot. Well, anyway, the daughter basically called the Eve out, basically, told the Eve that she smelled something, and, it was the Eve, okay? It was, her privates that the daughter was smelling, okay? And, this is just, one of the, curses, the many curses that, has fallen upon our people, okay? And so I'm not going to keep this lesson long. This is going to be, pretty much a straight and to the point lesson. But, the little daughter basically called out, her mom for smelling, down there in between her legs, her privates, were stinky. OK. And then you heard, the mother tried to blame it on a rat or something like that, on a dead rat. I don't know why a dead rat would just be laying around in the house, but but at the end of the day, it was the woman, okay? It was the mother. She was smelly down there, okay? But, as I was saying, this is just one of the many curses that, has fallen upon our people, particularly our women, okay? And so what I'm going to go ahead on and do is I'm going to go ahead and just bring out a couple of scriptures, and then we're going to end this lesson. This is just going to be a straight and to the point lesson, Lord willing. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah, and this is chapter 3, and this is verse 16. And it reads, "Moreover, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making tingling with their feet." Okay? Now see, here it is, many of our women have a haughty spirit, and they walk with stretched forth necks, meaning they have a very arrogant and proud spirit about themselves. And this can be found amongst, all of the 12 tribes, but more so, the Southern Kingdom Judite woman, because, she's the proudest of them all. And, many of our women, have wanton eyes, which are, a seductive or a sensual stare, or a prideful or conceited, look about themselves, Let's read this again. This is Isaiah chapter 3, and this is verse 16 again. And it reads, "Moreover, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tingling with their feet." Okay, and see, here it is. In many cases, you can hear, a lot of our women walking. When they're in their high heels, they like to strut, they're stuck when they're in their high heels, and you can hear the high heels clicking and the jury, dangling and whatnot. You can actually hear them, coming before you actually see them in many cases, And, this scripture right here, it pretty much describes the so-called black woman, Isaiah chapter 3, this is verse 17, and it reads, "Therefore, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will discover their secret parts. Okay, and see, if you look, at this woman in the video, you can see that her hair was very short, And see, many of the, Southern Kingdom women, they have problems growing hair. The Most High put, curses upon our people because of our disobedience. Okay, and this is one of the curses, okay, that fell upon our women, mainly the Southern Kingdom woman, okay? The Lord took away, their glory because a woman's hair is her glory, okay? And, this is why you have many of our women, they like to run down to, Moab, and they like to, buy these weaves and, wigs and lace fronts and whatnot, because, many of them, fall under this curse, and many of our women, they can't, grow hair, Here it is. For an example, my mom, when she was a younger woman, she actually, had long hair. But when she, got older, she fell up under this curse. Okay. And, me personally, I believe my mom was actually a Gadite. Okay. But she fell up under this curse when she, became older. She started losing her hair. Okay. Let's read verse 17 again. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 17 again. And it reads, therefore, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will smite the scab of the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion. And the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will discover their secret parts. Okay. It says, and the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will discover their secret parts. Okay. Because here it is. Many of our women, they don't have their secret parts. Many of our women, they like to wear clothing, that exposes everything. Here it is. You can catch a lot of our women on social media, twerking and shaking all their different private parts and whatnot, and showing off all their private parts and whatnot. They flaunted, Let's drop down to verse 24. Isaiah chapter 3, and this is verse 24. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Okay, now in this particular video that I shared in the beginning, the little girl, had called out her mother. She said her mother stinked, in between her legs, And, the mother, tried to blame it on something else. I think the mother had said something about a rat or something like that, that was in the house, that she tried to blame it on. But, it was the mother that was stinking between the legs, and she got embarrassed about it. And me personally, I don't believe the little girl was trying to be rude, to her mother. She was just a young little girl, and she was just basically just, being honest, and that's how little children are. A lot of times they'll say things, they'll just say what's on their mind, and especially at that particular age, and they're not meaning any harm. They're just saying it, and and not thinking about the consequences or the effects that it may have on someone. Let's read this again. This is Isaiah chapter 3, and this is verse 24, and it reads, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. Okay, and see, again, many brothers, have, and you just got to be honest, many brothers have experienced this, and I'll just, I'll keep it 100 with you. When I was a young man, back in college, I was dealing with several women, and I'm not even gonna lie. Some of the women that I dealt with, they smelled down there, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes, it was so bad to the point that I had to take a rain check, but hey, it is what it is, it is what it is. Verse 24 again, it says, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And instead of a girdle, a rent. Okay. And see, a girdle or a rent, you can, see in this, you can see in this video, that, the mother, she was on the heavy side, It says, verse 24 again, it says, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair, baldness. Okay, again, you can see that the mother, her hair was very short, It says, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Okay. And, you could, clearly see, the curses, were upon this woman, in the video, you know, and you see it in a lot of women like her, you know. You know, and this woman, I mean, you know, as I was saying earlier, I mean, you know, she got called out by her daughter, you know, for, you know, being smelly down there. And you can see that the woman, you know, she was a bit on the heavy side. And, you know, most would consider her to, you know, not be attractive, you know. It says, still in verse 24 again, it says, and burning instead of beauty. That's what that's going into, you know, attractiveness, okay, you know, and, you know, and like I say, this is just, you know, one of the, you know, curses that, you know, fell upon our, you know, our people, particularly our women, you know. But, you know, in the new righteous kingdom that's soon to come, you know, all of our women, you know, they'll get their glory, they'll get their beauty back, you know. And this woman that was, you know, that's in the video in the new righteous kingdom, you know, she's going to get her glory. She's going to get her beauty back. You know, she's going to have long, you know, beautiful hair. You know, she's going to get her shape back. You know, she's going to be one of the most beautiful women, you know, to walk the earth. You know, our women, I mean, you know, once they, you know, in the new righteous kingdom that's soon to come, our women, hey, they'll have, you know, they'll be the most beautiful women, you know, on the earth. You know, they're going to have all their hair back. They're going to get their shape back. They're going to be very beautiful women. And so, you know, I'm going to go ahead and end off here. I didn't intend for this lesson to be long. I hope it was edifying. Once again, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and double honors and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Kwam Yasharala and Abal Babal. Shalom.